It's Naturia Guide here, and I figured a good way to start off the channel would be by doing a deck list of my Naturia deck. Um, at first, I was going to give a lot of detail about each card, because I felt that was something missing always in the deck list videos, but when I made the video, it was over 20 minutes long, and I don't want it to happen. So I'm going to give a quick, summary of why I run as many of each card as I do. But if you want to know more about the card, more about its effect, attack, defense, everything, check out the series that I have going of Nature Walk, and it's a walkthrough of Naturias. So I'll start out. I've got 3 Bamboo Shoot. I run 3 because 2 isn't quite enough for me. I run other cards in the deck that if I end up having too many in my hand, it's not a problem. And it's always good to have a backup in your hand in case one goes down. Next, I run 2 White Oak. White Oak is the main key of the deck. Everybody thinks it's Bamboo Shoot. No, we need to change that, because if people are thinking Bamboo Shoot, you surprise them with White Oak, and you'll see why in the White Oak video. Next, I run 3 Naturia Cliff. If you're going to run Cliff, you have to run 3 because of his effect and why he's so good in a combo with Naturia Dragonfly. But yeah, 3 Cliff. I run 2 Dragonfly. I used to only run 1, and then if I drew it, I would always be mad because it ruined the Cliff combo. But besides that, it's a pretty good card, and searchable by Cliff, searchable with White Oak, so I run 2. I run 2 Butterfly. Used to run 1 Butterfly, upped it to 2 for Synchro Summons, and Synchro Summons are not the other main part of the deck, but a level 3 tuner is important, and you will see why. Next, I run 2 Naturia Marrons. I treat Marrons like they are my Pot of Avarice, and that's basically it. Recycle your Cliffs with Marron. I run 1 Naturia Mantis. He's okay. He's not as good as people think. His best thing is he is thought of as being strong, and people waste any of their good spells and traps on him, so if you attack and they deprison him, it's not a big deal, but they wasted a deprison on a Naturia Mantis, and you will see in his video why he is overhyped. I also run 1 Naturia Strawberry, a decent effect, you'll see why. 4 stars, and he's a big piece of my Synchro puzzle. And lastly, for the Naturias, I run 2 Naturia Cosmobeets, just to be able to bring out Bamboo Shoot in the first turn move, or, plants, helpful, and Dragonfly food, helpful. Now, I run 4 non-Naturia monsters, but I would consider them honorary Naturias. First one being Cactus Bouncer. Strong attack, great effect, works perfect with the deck if you run it at the right time, and you'll see when that is. I run 1 Thunder King Rai-Oh. Again, works perfect with the way I run the deck, not as a full lockdown, but as a wall that they have to get around, and I make them make awkward plays. And lastly, for the monsters, I run 1 Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, just because as Naturias, we can't overpower strong monsters, and we don't want to even destroy stronger monsters, XYZs and Synchros. We just want to return them to the hand, because it does just pretty much the same effect. Sends the other things to the graveyard, and we don't have to worry about that. On to the spells and traps. I'm going to start off with the few that are pretty much everybody considers staples, and then I'm going to talk about the few that I run that makes my deck unique, and I think they're amazing. I run 1 Pot of Duality. I know people run 3, but to me, it's a pretty expensive card here. It's like $10, and I don't need 3 of them. You can use your Marrons, just like a Pot of Avarice, or just like a Pot of Duality. So it's useless, and I don't really need draw power. My searchers help me out between White Oak and Cliff, and you don't even need it. I run 1 Monster Reborn. Special summoning is not a big part of this deck, but it's always cool to have, just in case you can use your opponent's monsters or your own to get into, any of your blockades with Cactus Bouncer or anyone else. I run 2 Smashing Ground. Way better than Hammer Shot. Hammer Shot destroys the highest monster on the field with highest attack position monster on the field, which the way I run my deck, it actually could be one of our monsters, and that's not good. Here you go highest defense on your opponent's side of the field, so helpful. I run 2 MSTs, just because Heavy Storm, I've got some continuous spells and traps, and I like to set a couple traps. I don't want to hurt myself. Again, hurt your opponent, not yourself. Just 2 MSTs, maybe 3 if you really feel like it. Now, I believe the 4 spells that I run that are unique to me. I run 1 Card Trader. People might not see why, they might think it's slow. To me, it prevents any dead draws. If you get 2 cliffs in your hand, put 1 back, get something better. Maybe you go into a bamboo shoot. To me, I use it a lot, and it's helpful. And they also waste an MST on it. They don't like it. So boom, they pop it. I can save the rest of my spells and traps for when they're actually needed. I run 1 Barkion's Bark, and I do side another Barkion's Bark. Basically, great card to play before you go into your bamboo shoot because it stops Solemn Warnings and Solemn Judgments. And it's better than Trap Stun because Trap Stun stops your own traps. Again, hurt your opponent, help yourself. And lastly, I run 2 Malevolent Nuzzlers. Increases attack by 700, and then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 to put it back on top of your deck. I might only switch one of them for a United We Stand, which then it's 800 for every monster you control. I don't swarm too much, so that's why I don't have any right now. And also, I wouldn't get rid of both because I do like that I can put it right back on top of my deck. They think that they got over one of my powered monsters, and boom, somebody else is powered next turn. So, great card. On to the traps. Don't run too many. I run 2 compulsory. Again, in the way the meta is today, everybody has stuff to stop destruction of monsters. They don't have stuff to stop just returning it to the hand. Which again, it's just like my Neo-Spacian Grand Mole. It's great for Xyz monsters and Synchro Summons. I run 1 Torrential Tribute. Torrential Tribute's great, especially you can use it with Cliff. I mean, I know I say, hurt your opponent, help yourself. It helped yourself because you can use Cliff's effect. So, boom, get rid of everything on the field, nuke the field without having to use Black Rose, and bring out a new monster. Then, I would say this is one of the best cards in my entire deck. I run 2 Wall of Thorns. It's Plant Mirror Force. It's not limited. You can run 3 if you'd like. I'm still working. I might end up running 3. Protects your bamboo shoots, protects basically all the rest of the plants in your deck, which I run quite a few plants, and it's amazing. People don't see it. People don't expect it. I run 1 Draining Shield. This is one that I normally would side out for if I need to. Stops my opponent's attack, and you gain life points, and it negates attacks. So it's good. It's not bad. I could definitely find something better for it. 1 Scrap-Iron. You can negate an attack, set it, flip it back once per turn. So it's cool. They have to waste an MST on this. They normally have to waste. They'll waste an MST on the next card, which is Spirit Barrier. As long as I control a monster on the field, I take no battle damage, which is cool because it's not really a stall. It's just helpful, especially when you want to sacrifice your cliffs. So again, a couple cards to waste their MSTs and save your Wall of Thorns. Next, for the extra deck, I run a few cards in the extra deck, even though I only normally go to 2 or 3 of them. I have a Naturia Exterio. I just got it in a pack. I don't even run Beast and Barkion because I feel the way I run my deck, Synchro Summons are not that important. You use the power of the Naturia's effect with the other Naturias, and that's where you gain your power. But I still have one because it's a cool looking card. I have 1 Naturia Landoise. It's my level 7 Synchro, but I don't really Synchro into this one. I have another level 7 Synchro, which you can probably already guess which one it's going to be. And that card is a million times better in every way, especially the way I run this deck. But 1 Naturia Landoise. I run 1 Stardust Dragon because in my extra deck I do run a Starlight Road just in case. I normally don't even need Starlight Road because I don't set more than 1 or 2 traps at a time or spells, so I really don't. People don't feel the need to heavy storm me. They end up just holding that card in their hand, which again I'm controlling what they do and they don't even know it. But good to have a Stardust. Then I run a few Xyz. I run a Gachi. I didn't used to, and I ended up once with 2 Cosmobeets, and I was like, wow, I really could use a Gachi just because I mean, it helps me out in terms of a nice blockade for defense, and it powers up all my other monsters. So, Gachi, that's my level 2. My level 3 is Leviathan, you know, pretty much self-explanatory, detach 1, gain 500 attack. My level 4 is Utopia, you know, solid, I think everybody runs Utopia nowadays. Detach 1, stop an attack, and I would say the ultimate card in my deck is Black Rose Dragon. Not for the first effect, but for the second effect. Changing one of their monsters' positions to attack mode and bringing their attack to 0. It is amazing, especially when you're Malevolent Nuzzling with your Bamboo Shoot and stuff like that. You're 24, 27. I mean, if you do it with a Cactus Bouncer with United We Stand with 2 monsters, it's up to 34. I mean, possibilities are endless. It's awesome card. My extra deck, I run a couple cards. I run the Starlight Road. I run a second Barkion's Bark. So here's Barkion, here's Starlight Road. Not a big deal. I run a Call of the Haunted. I really don't ever go into it. It's just a card I have. People like it, so I run it. But the other card, which I'm trying to figure out a way to maybe not side deck this, I might put it in there permanently, Necrovalley. Oh my goodness. The other cards in my side deck are not going to get their own Nature Walk video. A couple cards in my extra deck might. Necrovalley is definitely getting its own video. Necrovalley is probably one of the best cards I've ever seen to stop Insectors. I know people that once I put out Necrovalley, they don't expect it in a Naturia deck because you don't have to worry about anything with helping Gravekeepers. That's not the point. Its point is to stop, what's it called? The graveyard. Your opponent and yourself cannot use cards effects involving the graveyard. So they can't, you know, bring back their Hornets from the dead. They can't bring back any of their other ones from the dead. So I love Necrovalley. But that's about it, guys. That is my, you know, my main deck, my kind of small side deck, and my extra deck. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to me. I've got a lot of stuff coming up. I've got over 17 videos planned for every card in my main deck. I'm gonna go over every Naturia, when you run them, why you run them, combos with them, and everything like that, because it was amazing to have it in my original deck list video, but 20 minutes was too long, and then 20 minutes also didn't do justice for them. It was too much information in a deck list video, and it was not enough information so that you would know how to play Naturia's in a different way, and what I've found to be a great way. I mean, this deck has 2-0'd anti-meta, I've beaten Insectors, I've beaten weird Dark World mixes, I've beaten a lot of different stuff. So, thanks for watching, guys, and check out the rest of my videos.